One of the statements that often comes up in conversations is, I need some new music to listen to. I'm tired of all my music. The thing is, there are many great artists out there and bands who have never managed to break into the spotlight and achieve the success of other, often less talented musicians. Of course, we should note that musical preference is a very individual thing. What some love, others hate. And that's okay. But if you're looking for something new to rock your world, here are some bands you should totally check out. I'm Mike with OkayThankYou, and honestly, our writers Rob and Matthew are musicians, and they love searching for the best music they can find. When they find a band that's either unknown or not mainstream that also blows them away, sonically, it's a good day. So here's a list of bands you're probably not familiar with that you should really give a chance. Here's the challenge. Watch the list, go onto Spotify, and listen to the featured songs on their artist page. You won't be sorry. King's X. The fact that King's X never became the biggest band on the planet is as much a mystery as it is a crime. With a musical sound that mixes hard rock, progressive metal, funk, and soul with vocals, the cross between soulful, powerful rock and Beatles-esque leads and harmonies, no band sounds quite like King's X. Even their songwriting style can vary from simple, straight-ahead rockers and introspective ballads to intricate, progressive arrangements that never lose their hook.
Known wildly as musicians, chances are your favorite band has not only heard of King's X, but they are probably disciples of what has become known as the first church of rock and roll. Among the first bands to regularly incorporate drop tunings, which can be described simply as tuning the guitar down anywhere from a half step to 2 steps lower to gain a lower, more bass-heavy sound. I have no idea what I just read. They've been labeled as the godfathers of progressive metal and grunge, but they are so much more than that.
So, what happened?
No idea.
Oh, well, that's it, guys. Due to the lyrical content of their first 4 albums dealing with the struggles of religious faith and self-acceptance, the band was wrongly lumped in with the mostly forgettable and often lame Christian rock movement of the late 80s and early 90s.
Suck it.
The band always flatly rejected this label, but their record company was looking for crossover sales and King's X became pigeonholed. Over the years, their sound has been ever evolving, and their fan base is loyal and ferocious. King's X has never had the mainstream popularity of other far, far less talented bands, but they are a band you need to hear 100%.
The 3-piece all-sister trio consisting of Daniela, Paulina, and Alejandra
Villarreal.
What?
Villarreal.
Robin, get up here.
I don't know how to pronounce
I don't care,
that.
get up here, you're doing this one.
Why am I
You're doing this number, get up here.
Do you think we can all 3 fit?
No, we can't, come on, do your thing, come on. They love you anyways, you're gonna do great. Let me just adjust the camera.
Paragraph if there is one.
There you go, you're very tall.
The warning. The 3-piece all-sister trio consisting of Daniela, Paulina, and Alejandra Villarreal, known as The Warning, comes out of Monterrey, Mexico, and formed back in 2013. They gained attention with their cover video of Metallica's Enter Sandman, a video that currently has over 20 million views and that garnered attention from Metallica's very own Kirk Hammett.
Let's get this up to 20 million views. The band released their debut album, 21 Century Blood, in 2017. During the same year, they were invited to open for legendary rock bands like Aerosmith, Def Leppard, and Alice Cooper. The following year, they opened up for the Killers at Arena Monterrey.
In the later part of 2018, they released their second album, Queen of the Murder Scene, which managed to make the rock music charts and stayed there for several weeks following its release, despite not having a major label to back them.
They had plans to launch their first full-scale tour of North America, but due to COVID-19, they have postponed their tour to the fall of this year. So keep an eye out for them later.
You've been warned.
Or they're from Mexico, so keep an ojo out, because that's Spanish for eye. I know that.
Also, sorry guys if you hear any background noise in the, background. My mom is cooking dinner right now and she was nice enough to let us use her house, so you'll just have to excuse that.
Deal with it!
Hey, don't. You're doing things, you're helping us out.
Whole wheat bread. If the Black Lives Matter movement had a soundtrack, one of the most important artists on it would be Whole Wheat Bread. Combine the attitude and rebellion of old school punk and give it the voice of the African American experience, and you will just be scratching the surface of what Whole Wheat Bread is. Hailing from Jacksonville, Florida, Whole Wheat Bread was originally formed as a hip-hop outfit by friends Aaron Abrams and Nicholas Largan. But after realizing they had been punk fans most of their lives, they dropped the electronic beats, picked up guitars, and enlisted Largan's brother to give up being a neurosurgeon to play drums.
Their sound includes elements of hip-hop, reggae, and straight-up rock with their punk roots. Whole Wheat Bread refers to their sound as dirty South punk rock. Their lyrics are unapologetic, and the way they deal with issues of systematic racism and inequality rampant in the world today. Having toured with bands such as MXPX and Streetlight Manifesto, and worked in studio with many artists including Little John, they have cycled through a few bassists, but now have a steady lineup with Abraham, original drummer Joseph Largan, and vocalist/bassist Will Frazier.
With everything going on in the world today, we need bands like Whole Wheat Bread more than ever. It's also a fantastic name.
It's true. You're doing great, Robin.
Foxboro Hot Tubs. This band, led by Reverend Tristan Twitch and Froscro Lee, came out of nowhere in 2008.
It's Strychnine.
Sure. They rarely play any shows, so if you catch one of their concerts, consider yourself lucky.
You're doing great as Tristan.
They and I have something in common. I rarely play shows too.
Now, I know what you're thinking. They sure do sound like Green Day.
Spoilers.
And they sure do look a lot like Green Day. And yeah, it's Green Day. It's just Green Day.
Neat.
Why'd they change their names?
It's their side project.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not their side project, it's their fake name so they can go play shows at clubs.
Oh, fantastic.
I ain't tripping. Always take what I ain't giving. 24 with a chauffeur. Try to tell me I ain't driven. Can't believe it's the beginning. Maybe next time y'all will listen. People itching for something that's just a little bit.
Dr. Awkward. Although not a band. Awkward.
Boo!
Dr. Awkward is someone you should listen to. Born by the name of Josh Watson in San Diego, California, the Doctor throws down West Coast hip-hop with a special twist. His rhymes are decidedly positive, often incorporating elements of nerd culture like video games, comic books, and Saturday morning cartoons. Instead of samples from classic artists, you're more likely to hear drops from Pac-Man. His music is full of hooks and tight beats that'll grab the attention of any hip-hop fan.
Dr. Awkward embraces his nerdiness with his lyrics and tracks like Different and Geequilibrium. His inner kid shines through and you can't help but smile with songs like Now Hiring and Cartoons. But he's not only about geeky things, as many of his tracks carry a depth of emotion and a grasp of the reality we all face daily. Being able to intelligently speak of both worlds is a mark of a truly gifted performer.
The Dolly Rots. One day in Land O'Lakes, Florida, two 8th graders named Luis Cabezas and Kelly Ogden met. Eventually, they fell in love and got married. Aw. They played together in a band while in college. Bummed out with the results of the 2000 presidential election, they decided that since the world was probably going to end anyway, why not just play in the rock band for good? And thus, the Dolly Rots were born.
The duo relocated to LA and worked on honing their musical skills by playing relentlessly. They've performed over 1,000 shows in their career, and there is no end in sight. Influenced by bands like the Pixies, the Ramones, and the Sex Pistols, the Dollyrots have a fun, ready-to-party pop-punk style all their own. They've been featured in dozens of movies and television shows, and have just released their 7th studio album. Symmetry. Small band, big sound, some emo vibes, and matching outfits. Combine them all, and you've got yourself a band sort of named after a Stephen King novel. Their distorted guitar drives the songs, and heavy rhythm section makes Pet Symmetry a must-listen for anyone interested in punk, pop-punk, or emo music.
What started as a side project for Eric Zaja, Marcus Nuccio, and Evan Weiss to have a much-needed break from the introspective work they did on their own, eventually became an emo punk powerhouse of its own. They've all now made Pet Symmetry their main full-time project. They have plans to tour later this year. Hopefully. We'll see.
COVID is fun.
Real quick, and it went extinct 200 million years ago. Dimetrodon, they ate sharks and were 10 feet long.
The Double Clicks. The Double Clicks, that was me double clicking a mouse, can be described by themselves as folk pop nerd music, which is an apt description. The sibling duo of Aubrey Turner and Angela Weber, they don't have the same, they're not sisters. They are sisters! How do they have last names? Damn them. For getting married, I assume is what happened there. The sibling duo of Aubrey Turner and Angela Weber sing about everything from Clifford the Big Red Dog, dinosaurs, superheroes, books, mental illness, cats, and having a crush on a supervillain bent on crushing the world.
It's difficult to not have a smile on your face when you listen to their fun and quirky vocals, the beautiful cello, and their meowing keyboard.
Is this the one you said that I should check out?
It is.
I want to check them out.
Well, it also doesn't hurt that they're both genuine and kind people who love their very loyal and friendly fan base.
Kick the Robot.
Don't kick the robot.
Kick the robot.
No.
Kick the Robot. How does one even begin to describe Kick the Robot? Their music is more akin to a melting pot of different styles and influences that come together to form a truly unique sound unlike any you've heard before. Please, if you enjoy music in any capacity, do yourself a favor and listen to both of their albums, Music to Fight the Future and Black Magic Radio Static.
Unfortunately, Kick the Robot suffers from being too good. So good that bands wouldn't take them on their tour as support for sheer fear of having to follow them. Even when 90s rock legends Collective Soul took them on tour, Kick the Robot would outshine them.
Sadly, it appears the band is no longer together for currently unknown reasons, which is honestly one of the biggest travesties to ever happen to music. And it makes me sad. And hey, listen to them, and you could be sad too. So you know, you're welcome.
Alkaline Trio. If there's a band you may know from this list, this is probably the one.
I don't.
Oh, well, never mind then. Gaining more mainstream notoriety after founder and lead vocalist / guitarist Matt Skiba joined Blink-182 as a side project, Alkaline Trio has been a mainstay of the world's punk scene. The trio, consisting of Skiba, bassist and vocalist Dan Adriano, and drummer Derek Grant, have been mostly overlooked by the mainstream, by artists like Social Distortion, Misfits, The Ramones, and Joy Division. Alkaline Trio, however, carry their own unique style and sound.
Formed in the late 90s, the three members played with varying bands in the Chicago hardcore punk scene. While some of their lyrics deal with standard love and loss relationship elements, they are more known for the dark themes of life. Alcoholism, mental illness, death, and sometimes the occult.
Fun.
Even with more mature and challenging content, Alkaline Trio always makes a positive impression and leaves you wanting more. They have transcended their early hardcore punk style with a musical maturity that never strays too far from the sound that made them. And ironically, even though Skiba is now a member of Blink-182, Alkaline Trio never really waded into the hugely popular pop-punk world.
Or as I know him, Skeebs. So, what are some great bands that have flown under the radar for you? Let us know in the comments below or tweet your answers to us at OkayThankYou. All of our social media can be found in the description.
Don't forget to check us out on Patreon for some okay-ish rewards.
And Wednesday live streams now come with the ability to call in and talk with us directly. Or, you could just leave a voicemail at 573-575-OKTY.
Hey, what's that stand for, Mike?
It doesn't stand for... You guys are eventually going to get this right. The numbers are 6589. We'll see you there.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I'm coming back, guys.
Do you like that I called him Skeebs?
No.
No?
I'll kill you.
What if people call him Skeebs?
They
Robin,
don't.
thank you for taking my place in this one.
You're welcome.
I still ended up having to read the names.
Excuse
You
me.
should make your phone number that song, Jenny Jen.
Every time someone says that. 8675309. Every time.
It's very catchy and very similar, so you might be able to...
We would get so many calls from not fans just because of that number. I'll see if it's
Just
available.
wanted to show you guys our makeshift studio right now.
We have a lot of
You
makeshift
can,
studios.
We do.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. The house looks fine. The house is a disaster because we built this makeshift studio.
We built this makeshift studio.
Yep, there you go.
8675. This house is fine. I'm doing a lot of singing right now.
So
well, we're
if
talking about music, so
if you
yeah.
guys heard any stuff in the background, it was either my dog or my mom cooking or just other things.
Watch Tristan Blame Shift.
That wasn't blame shifting. I was giving reasons. I'm very appreciative that we were able to do this.
Watch me blame shift. It's your fault.
Okay, thank
That's
you.
a callback for no one but me.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
I gotta get off camera. I gotta go back to writing. Get out of here.
I forgot about that light again.
Good job, idiot.
You're gonna kill yourself one day.
I mean, probably.